Good day, you beautiful people of YouTube. It's the Mad Marine here. And, well, as requested, we're going to do a review of 7.62 by 54R ammunition. Viewer requested it, so I aim to please. It took me a little while to get to it, but I'll explain why it took so long. And then we'll talk about the ammo. But if you could, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. That does help the channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. Now, why in the world did it take me so long to do this? First of all, this stuff's heavy. It took me a while to drag it out. The other thing is I needed to brush up a little bit on my ammunition markings. A lot of people made this crap, and which goes into the next reason of a little fun fact that we have to recognize. 7.62 by 54R ammunition has been the longest running service round ever. So this is around 1891. It was produced and manufactured, one of the first smokeless powder cartridges, and it is still in existence today. So the longest running rifle production manufactured cartridge is generally referred to. Now, we're going to talk about some just loose ammo I have here, ammo and stripper clips, and from then we're going to talk about ammo crates, and then we're going to talk about ammo cans. All right, so if I can get your attention, please. This right here, as you can see, is silver up here. So silver generally means light ball. It also can sometimes indicate whether or not it has a steel core. Now, this is all surplus ammunition for the most part. And on here, I don't know if the stamps are coming through well enough, but you can see the 79. The 79 is the year it was produced, and the 21 is the factory. And I believe this is Hungarian ammunition. Don't quote me on it, but I'm fairly confident this is Hungarian. So this is Hungarian ammunition. So if you happen to have something around like this is probably Hungarian. All right, moving right along, if I can get myself organized here. I'm very disorganized today. All right, let me grab a few more cartridges or cases out of here, and here we go. Now, so this is definitely more of a green with a green washed case. Bullet's pretty standard, although it has more of a yellowish tint to the actual bullet, and then silver tipped. This is Czech ammunition, and let me see if I can get that in the camera. So we have our date here. I don't know if you guys are coming in very well. I'm getting a lot of glare, but date here, and it has the stamping marks for Czech ammunition factory. So that is what Czechoslovakian looks like. All right, and then I've got these two kind of loose rounds here. One is just standard Russian ammunition. It's nothing spectacular. Produced 1988, if that's coming in. And there we go. It looks like it's focusing. And then the next one is silver tipped. This is very copper washed, very copper in color. And let me see if I can get it. 75 date. And then if you can look in there and if it's focusing, you'll see 188. We'll talk about 188 in a minute, but kind of just get an idea of what this looks like. All right, and then of course, light ball is generally what the that silver tip means, as well as generally it has a steel penetrator core in there. All right, moving right along. So here we have some brass ammunition, and you can actually see there's a little crack right there. Not a great sign, but not the end of the world. You could still shoot this. So this is Albanian ammunition. Now, there's really about two people who produced brass ammunition back in the day as surplus. Now, new production, there's a few companies that do new production brass, but surplus stuff is Albanian and Yugoslavian. We'll talk about them a little bit more. But just to try to give you a better thing. So they got the little star, they got the 3 and the 10 and 52. So this stuff is from 1952, just in case you're wondering. And then we'll talk about these brass stripper clips. These are definitely Albanian stripper clips. They usually come with brass stuff. There are Yugo clips as well, and they're usually brass. And then there's the fake Chinese knockoffs that are basically like polished aluminum, very silvery in color. And then there's some steel clips, and sometimes those actually are stamped with like the Tula star or something like that. And those would be left over from wartime production, more than likely World War II or post World War II. All right. All right, moving right along. Here we go. We're talking about the Tula Star. These are older, probably post World War II or maybe World War II surplus stripper clips. Got them. They were fun to find out, or fun to mess around with. But this particular ammunition is Bulgarian. So this is Bulgarian ammunition. And it's just regular light ball ammunition. I think it's probably 147 grain bullets, which brings us to something else we're going to talk about next. The difference is this right here, yellow tipped. Yellow tipped is okay as long as you're not shooting out of something that has a light barrel. For instance, a PSL. Do not shoot yellow tipped ammunition out of your PSL. You'll ruin the barrel. It's a light barrel. Now, the Veprs that come in 7.62 by 54R, which, so here we go. This actually is stuff from 1954, and there you go. Factory number 10. All right, so this is more than likely Yugoslavian ammunition. This is heavy ball. Do not shoot this out of your PSLs. I don't know if you can shoot it out of the Yugoslavian. I can't remember what the designation for that one is, but it's like the 91, their version of the PSL. And I don't know if you can shoot them out of the Hungarian SVDs because I'm just not familiar with the barrel profile. But anything out of your Mosins, I'm thinking the Veprs you can shoot this stuff out of because generally the Veprs do have a heavier barrel. That being said, don't quote me on it. Do your own research. Make sure it's a heavy barrel. I think the Veprs are heavy barrels, but I'm not 100% on that. So let's jump into a couple of people that do make modern production brass ammunition. And PPU does make it. Also S&B does make it. And the Russians still produce 7.62 by 54R in Tula as well as Wolf. There also is Max XXX ammunition, I think, and that's basically just Tula. It seems like it's rebranded in a different name, but I think it's actually might be produced in like Taiwan or something weird. But it's under their licensing. All right, so here again, we're left with some more Russian ammunition, Factory 188. Remember that, year date 75. Here's what it looks like on some stripper clips, and of course, there's the Tula star in the center there. Just some old stripper clips. These are steel. All right, moving right along. So, this big old monstrosity here, and unfortunately, I'm not able to get it in here, but this is a crate that most 7.62 by 54R ammunition would come in. And it has some cool markings on here. I do not read Russian, but I've studied enough to remember enough markings. But we'll move it over here because most of the important stuff's over here. Although, here you go, 188 rounds. So it's 2 cans. Each can usually carries 440 rounds. That being said, there is some variants that don't carry 444 rounds, depending. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look at this. So the year date is 1975. This right here is talking about the bullet. This right here, I believe, is talking about the factory of production. I'm sorry, this is the factory. This is the powder. Is that right? I can't remember. And then this is the factory of which it was produced. Now, 188 supposedly is the Russian sniper ammo, quotation marks. Russian sniper ammo, what does that mean? Generally, they would put this in their Dragunovs, and if you wanted to be a little more accurate, you would put this in this is the type of ammunition you'd want in your Mosin if you're trying to be a sniper. Is it the best? I don't think 188 is really any better than most anything else. Honestly, I've always seemed to fare best with the Bulgarian ammo. The Bulgarian ammo, to me, seems to have the better accuracy out of it. Now, that's just my personal experience, my humble opinion. I could be totally wrong, but I've shot a bunch of it. I like the Bulgarian ammo best out of everything I've shot. So, moving along, Showed you some crates. You know, these things are a pain to open. They usually have a band here that holds them in place. And let's see if I can open this up and without hitting the camera. Yeah, and in here there would be ammo cans, but I took them out because they're heavy. And this crate is kind of falling apart. So we'll pull it off the side here and take a quick look at our ammo cans. Now, unfortunately, this is not coming into focus as quite as well as I would have liked, but we'll work with it. So, how to identify ammo cans. If you see the Circle 10 on anything, this is probably Bulgarian, and it is. So, Bulgarian ammunition, 1980 production. All right. Moving along over here to the farther of the right. I don't know if we can slide this over without making a huge mess, because my workbench has junk. All right. A little further. All right, cool. So I don't know if you guys can catch it, but down here is 74. This has a very dark green and kind of like a hunter green. This particular stuff is Romanian. So this is a Romanian surplus can. Now we go down here. Again, I was telling you to keep attention for 188. And as you can see here, this is light ball, showing you that this is light ball. And it is 188. And that is Russian production sniper ammo, quotation marks. The next two things we're going to talk about are... This right here is Yugoslavian heavy ball. And it comes, this is not 440 rounds. I think this is like 300 and something rounds. These cans are hard to find. I am not going to open this. This will be like my last can or second to last can. And the only reason I wouldn't open this one as the last is I might open this one last. And let me move this out of the way. This is a little gem. All right, so for any of you who are like, Matt, I can't tell the difference. This is really old Albanian ammunition. So both the Yugos and this are probably brass. Now, I can't guarantee this is brass ammunition because I don't actually particularly know. Now, this was produced in 1985. I know that it's not coming through the best, but these are pretty rare ammo cans to find these days. Now, back in the day, maybe not so much. They were easier to come by, but these days I haven't seen this stuff. And the only people who have this are private sellers who bought it back in the day for nothing, and are selling it off. So this stuff's definitely hard to find, but it's cool. I'm probably going to save these two. These two will be my last two cans I ever open up, which will be a sad day. By the way, when you do open these up, they do come with a can opener generally. Please be super careful when you're doing it. You're going to need gloves. It is very easy to cut yourself on these, and ask me how I know kind of things, because I've done it. One of the easiest things to do is just cut here, cut here, cut here, open them about this far, pull them back, and then pull the ammo out. And then what I would do is I would actually go through and cut the rest of the way off. And I would like hang these up in your garage, because one day you're going to be like, man, I wish I kept that. Because there's definitely a few cans of things I've had in the past where I'm like, why didn't I keep that can? You know, that was like Polish ammunition. When was the last time I saw Polish 54R or something weird? So yeah, I definitely wish I'd kept those. It would have been interesting to see. Which does bring me to some very important advice I probably should have started with. If for some reason you happen to have, so things you can shoot at your indoor range, you can shoot stuff that has yellow, you can shoot stuff that has silver, and you can shoot stuff that has nothing. If you happen to have anything that has a green coating on it, or a red coating on it, or a black coating on it, or an orange coating on it, please, for the love of God, do not shoot it in your indoor range. You will burn that mofo down. So generally, black and red are armor-piercing incendiary, which generally means when you fire it at something, when it hits it, it explodes in flames with a penetrator and sets everything on fire. So, if you do not want to have a bad day at the range, please be careful of what you're shooting. Green are sometimes tracer, so do be careful of that. Black and purple, don't shoot any of that. Again, So red, green, black, purple, orange, don't shoot in your indoor range, and do be mindful if you're shooting at an outdoor range. You don't want to burn down the outdoor range as well either. So just be careful of what you're shooting and what you're shooting at with ammunition. I hope this helped somebody out at some point. Yeah, so just some different ammos I had lying around that I always said I would share. This stuff is getting harder to find, especially the surplus stuff. It looks like this stuff is basically at least 50 cents around or more these days. So the going rate for usually one of these cans is about $2.50. Actually, well, these cans, no, but the cans below here are usually about $2.50. I have not been looking for surplus 7.62 by 54R. But just thinking about it, I'm wondering maybe it's something I should be using or looking to buy a few more cans of. There's only a few times where you have too much ammunition, and right now that's not the case for me. So anyway, hope this helps you guys out. This is the Mad Marine signing off. Have a good one.